Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Abby.
Abby, how are you?
Oh, I'm just great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I
so
think
good.
there's some elephants in the room we need to address.
Okay. Which one do we want to start with?
Let's start with
Maybe the big fat one? The big fat one?
Well, the exciting one.
Yeah, the big fat one.
The big fat one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yay! We have a new background.
We have a new background. We officially got our background finished. It was finished in the last episode.
But it wasn't mentioned. And why that's the case, the world may never know.
I think the world should know.
The world may never know. The world may never know. We were supposed to record another one in between, and then Abby messed up her hair.
Okay, so let's preface this. So, we were pre-recording stuff for when we were gone, so we wouldn't miss anything. We were like, we're gonna have like a perfect schedule. No one's even gonna know that we're gone.
No, there's not gonna be no blip in the system at all.
None at all. And we even the way we planned how we pre-recorded. So like the episode that came out Friday, which was it was about SNL. We recorded, and we specifically made the choice to not talk about the background because this episode that's coming out right now was supposed to come out last week before and we're like, we're gonna mention it in the SNL episode. We'll start with the SNL episode, and like nothing happened because nothing theoretically. But alas, we were going to come and record this Catching Fire episode, and about, I would say like an hour before I was going to leave, I got a good text from Abby.
That says I might have goobed.
I might need some help. And so I instantly FaceTimed her to be like, what the heck is going on? Abby had...
And let's just preface. Yeah. So my hair was kind of blonde at the end.
She had a nice balayage with highlights.
But it had been like 6 months, okay?
Yeah.
So... My bangs were looking a little dark. I just thought I'll brighten up my bangs. It'll look so good.
Yeah.
No biggie at all.
No big deal.
And
I'll just take the world's biggest chunk of bangs.
I took so much hair and I took so much bleach. And I went in with no plan other than bleach out my bangs, which makes no sense. I just wanted to add a little brightness. Why did I fully bleach out my bangs?
Like up to like an inch from the root. Like she was
basically, I bleached out my bangs. And when I tell you it looked bad, I mean like catastrophic levels of bad. It was so painful. I couldn't even look at Emily in the camera.
She wouldn't even show me. Like she wouldn't show me. It was that like
catastrophic.
And it was, and Abby's not one to shy away from a silly picture. This was one she would not even...
It was so bad.
Like, go near a camera for.
And then I said, do not laugh at me. I know this is bad. Do not laugh at me. She immediately started laughing. It was ridiculous.
That's because... I'm sorry. It was bad.
Some may say it wasn't my best work. Okay? And I pride myself on being very good at doing my own hair.
Yes.
But it's been a while since I had a fail. So I needed to fail. I needed to be humbled.
But so she goes, I might need some help. She needed help. So I hurry and drove as fast as I could that one hour up here. I get here and she goes, this is going to be such an easy fix. It'll take an hour max. Then we'll record the podcast and then we'll go. Because again, I still had to pack. This is the night before we leave to Finland.
Literally the night before.
And I was working in the morning, so I like had no time.
Yeah.
And so I needed to be home at a certain time or else like was not going to happen. And 2.5 hours later, it was 10 p.m.
And it wasn't looking any better.
And it was, well... a smidgen better.
A smidgen better. It was looking a smidgen better. It was unrecoverable. It was not anything Emily did. It was unrecoverable.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
So I go and see Spider-Man with a hair that is 17 different colors.
Yeah.
The ends are green. My bangs are a beautiful golden. They actually looked great. Just against the green ends was tough.
Too much.
There was some red in there. It was so bad. It was so bad.
And this is 10:45 on Thursday night.
Reminder, we have to leave for the airport at about 1 p.m. on Friday morning.
Afternoon.
The Friday afternoon, correct. And so...
It was 10. So
I wake up around 8, okay? Yeah. And I immediately put some purple shampoo in those bangs to see if I can even out this color even a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we are leaving.
Hours.
On a jet plane.
Yeah.
And I let the purple shampoo sit on dry hair, and this is the Ex Mondo purple shampoo. Like, this is blue shampoo, basically.
This
it is dark.
This is just
pigment.
This is just purple pigment.
It's
That's
what
all
I've been
this
using
is.
on my ends to just kind of hit the
Just
brassy
like get it a little bit.
It was working great.
Yeah.
So I put it on dry hair.
Yep.
For an hour.
Yep.
On my bangs. An hour goes by, I rinse it out and dry it, and it has toned it a little bit to a beautiful neutral color. However, my ends are still green.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's now like 10 a.m.
10 a.m. on
Friday. We're leaving in 3 hours, and I said, I don't want to look stupid on my trip. We're going dark.
So I get this like lengthy text explaining how I did nothing wrong.
That's because she spent so much time in like the most inconvenient time ever on my hair, and she did a good job.
And it was
no saving it.
It was very kind, but it was.
And I didn't want her to think that she failed because she didn't. There was no saving this hair.
It was really rough, but she sent a long text about how she was going to dye her hair darker. And
so we slapped a dark color all over it.
But
it looks great.
It looks great. It turned out awesome.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the end result, but it was a journey to get there.
So needless to say, we did not record this episode. Yes. And I will say,
that's on me,
and that's
friend.
And that's okay.
Me. I'm sorry. I wanted to just have some brighter bangs.
And that's okay.
And here we are.
Darker than ever.
Darker. No, not darker than ever. But darker.
Darker.
Sure. But now, because I only, for all of you hairdressers, I only use 10 volume when I dye my hair dark. So it washes out, pretty easily. It's now got some nice highlights in the bangs. So we really kind of slayed a little bit.
Great. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit rough. So we didn't record that night. And then we also had every intention of recording this episode in Finland. We took a mic, we took the camera stand. It didn't happen.
It wasn't even like we were so busy. There was not a good place to record. That when we did have time, we didn't really have time. Like, it really just didn't work.
It just didn't work. And so here we are.
Our deepest, sincerest apologies. And we love you guys for being so nice about our big goof.
Our big goof, and it's great. But with that being said, today is our Catching Fire book review. Next week is still coming out, like schedule, movie review. So we are getting back on our schedule, but this
is just a week late, and it is my fault, and I do apologize.
And that's okay.
But I have learned my lesson.
Yep. We do not bleach our hair alone.
The night before a trip is not the time to pull out the bleach. No matter how good I think it's going to turn out, it is not the time.
I also think another lesson we should learn is we should not be bleaching our own hair.
I disagree. That's going to happen again.
Okay. But
my timing will be better.
That's also why we did not address our cute little background.
Don't.
And
it looks so nice.
It looks so nice and perfect, and it's professional.
It is professional.
It's really cute. I actually really love it.
It's really cute. This was the plan all along. Kind of when we launched season 2 back in May.
I don't even remember when we did at this point. It's been a while.
But
this was
you guys will not understand how difficult getting this thing was.
So this is just a vinyl sticker.
Literally just a vinyl sticker is all we wanted.
It's all we wanted.
It
took months and months.
It was emails and emails and emails
with like multiple different companies trying to
just get a freaking sticker from our wall.
We just wanted a sticker.
We wanted it cut out with no background. It also took me like a month to figure out how to get a transparent background on Canva. That's on me. That's on me. Okay?
That's one of my favorite things as well. But mostly it just took forever to find someone to find a company who
knew they could do this. But
which is
shout out to Sinorama in Salt Lake City, because also I can't remember the name of the guy I worked with. He was so nice and so helpful. You
killed it. Slayed. We loved it so much.
But it looks so cute, and we love it.
We love it. So
we hope you guys like it as well.
But now we've addressed it. So
okay, so 10-minute intro, but full of information.
It was stuff that needed to
be said. Welcome back to the book club. We are here to review our second book.
Yes.
which is The Hunger Games
You
Catching
got
Fire.
so loud all of a sudden.
I know, that's because we started book club.
I know.
And I'm excited and enthusiastic.
It's just really funny. The contrast in like audio levels from then till right this second is really funny.
So today we will be reviewing The Hunger Games Catching
Fire,
which is the second book in the original trilogy of The Hunger Games.
Yes.
And a lot of people's favorite Hunger Games book.
Yes.
This has gone down as the best, especially from the original trilogy, the best book.
Yeah, best book, best movie, best all around. This is the best from the original three. Yeah. What are you pulling up, Abby?
The Google form.
Okay, perfect. So this book, it came out in 2009, I believe. 2010. And let's see
here. Catching Fire book.
2009 is the copyright on it. So I'm going to say that 2009. Overall, what were your thoughts on this one, Abby?
Love this book.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why it has gone down as the best for sure, because it is. I mean, well, we haven't gotten to Mockingjay yet, but it was better than the original, I think, or The Hunger Games. Yeah. And it wasn't better because the other one was bad. It was just got better.
It just got better.
Is a big deal, because sometimes things are better because the first one was bad.
No, this one is just because it's just better.
Just got better.
I feel like Suzanne really took from the first book to this one. She really like heightened it in a realistic way.
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes if like with sequels especially, it can be like, because they have to heighten from whatever they were at, it can be
they're making it bigger just to make it bigger.
But this one felt like a really natural progression of things, and
agreed.
I really did enjoy that, and I enjoyed how it just picked back up.
Yes.
And we just kind of got going.
Yes.
So yeah, okay, so let's go through the book a little bit. So we start out, and they have that we're kind of like in the wintry times.
Yes.
So we know that the original. Well, we learned this from Sunrise, but original Hunger Games take place in July, beginning of August.
Yes.
Because Reaping Day is July 4.
Poor Hamish.
And so we're probably about like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
Post Hunger Games.
Yes. They send them home for a little bit to get kind of readjusted, and then they start their victory tour. Where they go to every single district and, you know, say a few words about the other tributes, have a meal,
and then skedat.
Go to the next one.
Yeah.
So we open upon Katniss kind of just dealing with the aftermath of living through something like that,
and surviving
and kind of what she had to do to survive. And what
she's hunting alone.
Yeah, but like kind of what the aftermath is of what they did at the end of the games.
Yeah.
And how she's reconciling with that, lots of internal struggle stuff. Mm-hmm. But she's hunting alone. Because Gale has turned 18, so he's in the mines. Katniss and her family have moved to Victor Village.
Yep. Which is very hard for her.
Yes, but they do still have their old home, because technically the Victor's Village is in Katniss's name, where their home was in their mom's name, Astrid's name. So they keep it
because they need to.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting that Katniss goes back there, because we do like see her going back and like being there, because she just feels more.
It feels more
homey. And I always think that that's interesting, just because I feel like she, when she leaves for the games, it doesn't feel like she likes being home or being at her home. So it's very interesting that that's where she goes to as like a place of solace and comfort.
Well, she says many times in the book, like, she didn't know how good she had it. Like, even though it was hard,
she didn't understand what was going on.
For that over what she's going through now.
Yeah. And so it's really interesting, because they, like, being in Victor Village is just different. And she's just having to reconcile with this new reality that Gale is not around, and dealing with the aftermath of Gale. But it's just interesting, and she's not hunting as well as she used to. Like, she's just kind of, it's really sad where we see Katniss.
Yeah.
You know, we open with her in the first book in a sad place because that's just her life. But now she's sad because she just has a different perspective of everything.
And a different life in a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What she had or what she thought, like, her life would be. It's completely changed.
Completely different. So we start with the tour. We start where we're going to pick up in...
So first, before that... Katniss gets home from hunting to President Snow in her house.
In her house.
Which is a big, big deal because President Snow does not leave the capital. And especially doesn't go to 12.
Why would he go to 12?
But,
well, especially 12.
Especially 12.
Yeah.
As we learn. But, so it's a really big deal that he's there. She's been illegally hunting. And there's just a lot, going on. But he basically says, the revolution is starting, or there's rebellion going on, and it's because of her, and she needs to put a stop to it. And that means her and Peeta need to sell this. We were so in love, we couldn't think of a moment without each other. And so Katniss, who has been avoiding Peeta for the last couple of months since she's been home, is now, you could kind of start to see her realize kind of the bigger picture in this, because we said this in the first book, she wasn't trying to be rebellious by any means. She wasn't she just didn't have an understanding, I think, of what
she was doing.
Yeah, what effect her actions could really have.
Yeah.
And in this book, you really kind of see her understanding and coming to terms and seeing the system work.
Well, and I think it's also interesting because we start out with where Snow comes to her first. She has no idea that these rebellions are going on or these revolts or whatever happening in other districts, because why would she know? And so it's interesting that instead, I understand that Snow needed to make his point of you've got to make this be a thing. And that he told her about it, because I feel like that makes her hyper aware of, it was just interesting that she couldn't live, he wasn't letting her live in the ignorant phase that she was living in before, and having him be at the house. I don't know, and him know, because he threatens everybody, because he knows that she's been illegally hunting.
He knows about Gale.
He knows...
her mom, her sister, all of those things.
But
this is also the part where we get the very iconic, let's promise to never lie to each other, which is so insidious.
It's crazy.
I think
this is where you really, obviously...
start to see... Because Snow's not in the first book, really, at all.
Hardly at all.
So you really get to see,
the pieces of him,
and the just evil nature of him peeking through in these kind of pleasantries in a lot of ways, and so it's really, really fascinating, or really interesting to see. But I think that is such a interesting line or dynamic between them two, because I think it shows immediately Snow understood how dangerous Katniss was, where Katniss didn't even understand how dangerous she was or what she was doing was. But he immediately treated her like an equal in a lot of ways. Respected her.
Which is crazy.
Which is because she's a 17-year-old girl
from a poor district.
From the poorest part of a poor district.
Yeah, she was not supposed to be anything. And so I do love that. I think
he sizes her up immediately
and is okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I think it's very interesting because obviously now we know a lot more about Snow, and he was in the first movie a lot more. And we've talked about it, I think Snow is one of the most interesting villains out there.
100%.
Because he also he's so aware of himself and what he's doing. And he just lets people in a very interesting way, because he divulges a lot to Katniss, way more than you would think someone in that position would be telling someone who is a possible rebellion leader. Yeah.
But it's so interesting because I think, well, he's obviously very cocky and very like
very. I mean, it's
he
choreo.
Yeah, like he doesn't think this will ever actually go wrong for him.
Yeah.
But to see him give so much to Katniss right off the bat, like this is their first like. I mean, they've met before, but this is their first, like, sit-down conversation.
Sit-down, heart-to-heart, which is just so... I don't know. I just think it's so interesting. And like you said, the line of, let's promise never to lie to each other. Mm-hmm. And it's something that he remembers and maintains throughout the rest of the trilogy.
The rest of his life.
The rest of his life, he doesn't lie to Katniss.
Mm-hmm.
He you know, and we'll get into that later in Mockingjay, but he's very open with her. And I think that that's just an interesting... It's a very interesting way to put a villain, just because that's not like villains are normally supposed to, like, I feel like you think that they're like going to be sneaky and tricky, and Snow is like, no,
this is how it is.
This is how it is.
What's going to happen. But I also think like coming from like what Katniss knows of the capital, where it's all this grandeur and it's all this like opulence, like to have a straight talker like that, I think he understood Katniss very well because that's what she responds to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? She doesn't want all the fluff and all the...
Well, and I think that's why he does it himself, and he doesn't send...
Someone.
Not like he doesn't send like Effie, but like he doesn't send somebody to fill in that whatever. He's like, no, she needs to just be straight talked and talk to her about what is going to go on and what is going to happen, and let her know that, like, guess what? I know everything.
Yep.
I keep a close eye on you.
Yep.
I keep a close eye on District 12. You are, you know, and I think I think it's just interesting that he's just so blunt about it, and he's just like, I think it proves his, like, psychopathy, like, even more, because he's just, of course, like, this is what it is. How it is. I'm not gonna lie. Don't lie to me. And I just think but I do really appreciate that he respects her and puts her on an equal level, like, immediately. Like, he's like, no, we're not gonna lie. This is just what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very cool. I don't know. I think Snow is one of the most fascinating characters.
So interesting.
I'm really excited to read Ballad because I want to hear more of his, like, inner thoughts at that moment. But yeah. So
they go on the tour.
It doesn't go well.
Does not go well. Katniss is trying to play in love with Peeta, but they're not really on good speaking terms.
And like when we go to District 11,
which is the first stop,
they do show the beginnings of the rebellion starting up, and you hear gunshots and this old man is killed because of his showing of...
Well, and Katniss and Peeta are trying to kind of...
rectify.
Yeah, like let the districts know that they understand kind of the pain that they're going through, and it wasn't intentional. Like, they did what they had to do. Like, there's a lot of, like, they're trying to reconcile with the districts what happened, and it just doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well. It's really sad for especially District 11, because that's where Rue and Thrush were from, and, like, Katniss obviously has, like, such a tie with Rue.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad. And it's where I think, like, I know Katniss obviously took Snow very seriously when he came, but she hadn't seen anything yet.
Yeah. And I also think there's only so much she can imagine.
Yeah.
She's from, the poorest parts of the poorest district. Like, I just don't think she can truly comprehend what rebellion might mean.
Yeah.
And so even though Snow was straight with her and said, you know, this ain't good. But there's only so much she can really, truly comprehend. So kind of seeing the brutality and how quickly things were done.
Yeah.
And by something that I'm sure she felt was not deserving of that, or like a very minuscule thing, was immediately struck down very brutally. It's very eye-opening for her at the moment.
It's very, very, very scary. Yeah. And so then that's when Katniss finally lets out the plan.
Yes, well, she tells Haymitch. She hasn't told Peeta yet, but she tells Haymitch.
She tells him after they go to 11, after everything happens in 11, because she starts having, like, a panic attack of, like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And
Because she is, it's still at this point, she is not trying to be rebellious at all.
At all.
Like, it's so interesting to me, like, especially in the first book, but in this book too, like, how much
she does not want this.
She does not want this.
She did not.
How much it was thrown onto her.
And it makes me sad
actually
for her.
wanting it, yeah.
Because she doesn't want it. And, you know, like, we'll get into it later in the book, but, like, she doesn't know about it. She's not part of it.
She's not a part of it.
But yet but freaking Plutarch. And I think, like, I hate him. I do not. If Suzanne gives us a Plutarch book, I'm going to be real bummed out because I do not want to. I don't care about this. But, you know, he, through propaganda, had made her the face of this rebellion. And she never asked for it, never wanted it. She just wanted to get home.
She just wanted to survive.
That's all she wanted to do. And so it's just really sad. But then, Katniss had told Haymitch before.
Yeah.
And then after the events of 11, they tell Peeta.
And it's really interesting because they kind of have a breakdown of their train. Katniss kind of goes running off, like, because they're so worried about bugs and, like, the Capitol's watching everything.
Yeah.
So Katniss has to get Peeta away from the train in order to tell him this.
I loved how instantly he knew
to like go after her and like something was up.
How to interact with, like,
yeah.
I thought it was still really cool because, again, like you've mentioned, they are not really on speaking terms at this point. So it was really interesting that he was able to, like, pick up on what she needed in that moment and how they could talk and, like, instantly just go and whatever. And I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But then they go and they talk about it and everything. And this is where I feel really bad for Peeta, because I think this is where Peeta's like, you have to involve me.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that, like, really throughout the first book and now up until this point in this book, that really, I don't know if I realized how annoyed I was with it, but Katniss and Haymitch just leaving Peeta out.
Yeah. Like, just doing their own thing.
But
it 100%, like,
affects Peeta.
Like, directly affects Peeta.
Yeah.
And they are just making all these decisions without
him. And I was so happy when he finally, like,
broke down a little bit about
broke down and, like, stood up for himself.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, you have to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. And he brings up, you know, even in the other games, like, Haymitch picked Katniss to win in a lot of ways. Katniss was the one getting the sponsor money. Katniss was the one getting help from Haymitch. Like, Peeta survived because Katniss helped.
Yeah.
But now they're in the situation where they are both equally responsible for
each other
and pushing this narrative that they are in love and they are, you know.
So, like, include him.
So to not be including him in these things is crazy.
It's crazy. And I'm so glad he stood up and, like, called him out on that, because that was just insane. I felt like. And so I was really glad that was talked about. But then that's the turning point also for Katniss and Peeta.
Yeah.
So Katniss has been having crazy nightmares throughout the entirety of coming back. Understandable, very obvious. Peeta as well. And so it's really sweet because this is when they start relying on each other again. Like, Peeta will, like, she'll go to Peeta's room and he'll just, like, hold her while she's having, like, a nightmare. And it's just so sweet. And, like,
what's sweet about it is Katniss says that it's so comforting because it reminds her of that time in the games when they were in the cave and it was just the two of them.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, it shows just how, like, special their relationship was because they understood each other so well and so deeply that, like, even something that was so traumatizing was such a bonding experience.
Yeah.
And, like, and not even, like, trauma bonding, but, like, they just understood each other so well.
Yeah. Well, that's, like, I mean, I think especially, like, in the cave in the first book, that was such a reprieve in the, like, it was, like, kind of like the eye of the storm of everything, that it's, like, that moment of, like, so if you're, like, having those nightmares about the chaos and the stress of it, like, having that same relief would be so comforting.
Yeah.
But I also think it's interesting because it really shows, like, how comfortable Katniss is with Peeta, and just like, and she obviously does not realize still that she loves him, but she does. And I think it's really interesting, like, how he's that, like, comfort person that like when people talk about their partner, like, That's how they describe. That's how they talk about him. And Katniss is just doing it like, he's just this Peeta.
He just gets it.
He just understands because we went to the games
together.
It's like, yeah, but also
you love him.
You love him so much.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Snow is not convinced.
No. So at the end of the tour, their last stop is the Capitol, where everyone loves them. It's kind of interesting because she talks about how, like, everyone at the Capitol totally 100% believes their love story, where the districts don't as much.
Yeah.
And depending on Capitol loyalty, it depends on how much they believe it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just interesting to show, like, how brainwashed these Capitol people were. Like, they just believed everything that they were told. And there was not even a reason to doubt it.
Yeah.
But at this dinner at the Capitol is where we first meet Plutarch. Plutarch Heavensby, the king himself.
Hate him.
You know, I had a really hard time not hating him reading this. You know what I mean? Like, knowing everything we know really about him now, it's like, ugh, you're such a smarmy guy. Ugh.
Yeah, I think that's such a great way to put it, is he really is just really smarmy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just, after, and again, it's really hard to not pull in thoughts from other books, but especially with Haymitch, like, it just, like, makes me sad.
It makes me so
because
sad.
Again, Haymitch never asked for it either.
No.
But Plutarch's out here just making these freaking rebellion people.
Playing little puppets.
And you're like...
Ridiculous.
Why? Because you're bored, you're a rich boy who's bored? Like, literally.
So annoying.
Again, I don't like Plutarch. But
we meet Plutarch. He shows her his watch, which has a Mockingjay on it, and it's a watch. It's a clock.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, that's kind of weird, whatever. And then they go back to the districts. Once they get... Snow is not convinced. He's still not convinced that this
not
love
happy.
Story. So Katniss is like, I got an idea. We'll get married. And all will be fixed. And so when they get back, they get engaged.
Yes. No, they get engaged,
in the Capitol. You're right.
Because they also did realize, Haymitch did let them know, that this will be the rest of their life. They will be paraded out every year. They will not escape. They have to be together forever.
Mm-hmm. Which, okay, we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the movie next week. But this scene specifically is so... I feel like the movie helped, like, lended to it so well. When Woody Harrelson, the GOAT of all time, is like, this train does not end. You never get off this train. Like, this is your life now. Every year, you're going to be paraded around. You have to be in love. Like, I think he does such a good job of kind of killing that innocence in Katniss and giving her the reality check she desperately needed. And Woody Harrelson's just great.
Woody Harrelson, oh my gosh, I just love him so much. But yeah, so they get engaged. There's someone in District 12 who's real pissy about it.
And he can stay pissy.
And he just, oh my gosh.
Okay, we're going to go on a little Gale hate train right here.
Yeah, because
I am not Gale is the worst character ever. We hate him forever. Because this was a deeply traumatized boy. Yeah. Like, let's be real. He had a lot of trauma.
A lot of trauma.
And
we get it.
A lot of his actions were directly because of said trauma.
Yep.
I give him grace for that.
That's about as far as it goes.
However, when one person is doing everything in their power to make sure you don't get killed, you and your entire family and everyone you love and her family and everyone, and you act like a whiny little brat. Oh my gosh, I was so annoyed.
I was
like, just this much gratitude.
Just a little bit.
Understanding what she's trying to do. Even if you don't agree with it, understand what she's trying to do.
Yeah. Well, it drove me insane because, again, we had this conversation in the first book. We're having in the second one of we could run, you know, whatever. And Katniss brings up how she needs to bring Peeta.
Yeah.
Because even though she doesn't know it, she is in love with Peeta.
Yes. Even that aside, they have bonded and created a friendship at least. Like, to completely negate everything that she went through in the games with Peeta because I'm going to get my little heart feelings broken is crazy, immature, and ridiculous of him. Oh my gosh.
And then she's like, hey, well, we're all going to go, like let's do 10 of us or whatever. And he all of a sudden is like, you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to start a rebellion instead. I can do that.
Actually, I really think I want to start a rebellion.
Because I don't want to go into the woods with you and PETA.
Literally, I just don't think I could be around you guys.
I just don't think I could do it.
I'm going to start a freaking rebellion.
Are you kidding me?
No problem.
Are you kidding?
Gail, reality check, brother. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Anyways.
This is where Gail really takes a turn.
This is where he
This is where
me.
he...
And then oh my gosh, okay. And then he's like trying to kiss her all the time.
All the time.
And like get her to...
Be in love with him?
Yeah, tell him all of these deep-rooted feelings that she's supposedly supposed to have for him.
But she doesn't.
But she's literally trying to survive. Trying to get to everyone she loves to survive. Oh my gosh, Gail.
Gail?
You're losing me, buddy.
You lost me so far. Like, I still...
Just grow up, brother, please.
Find someone else.
Find someone else.
Like, come on. You're an attractive man. I am sure there is someone else in the District 12 that will marry you.
Literally.
I'm sure it's not that hard.
Also, he's apparently Katniss's cousin. That's got to carry some cachet. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, because that's the
cover story.
That's the cover story, is that they're cousins.
That's got to carry some.
That's got to... Come on, Gail. You freaking loser.
Okay. Anyways, we're moving on from the Gail train because that's all I have to say about it.
I just cannot handle him.
So they get engaged. Katniss and Peeta get engaged. She comes home. They come home to 12, and wedding planning starts. She's kind of realizing that life in District 12 isn't going to be life in District 12 again.
Yeah.
Gil, has a fit. And, well, actually, no. Okay, I'll give credit to the book to this. They do not explain this in the movie. And I thought it was just that Gail was being a poopy. But actually, Gail was trying to sell food to the head peacemaker, which he had done 100 times. But they changed head peacemakers.
So it was a different one.
So he got in trouble, which I don't blame him for. Brother was getting whipped.
Whipped
bad.
Whipped bad.
And Katniss stepped in, got whipped in the face. Tragedy. And Haymitch and Peeta step in, get him there. Gail nearly dies. Best part of the show. And
Astrid saves him. Astrid
saves him with the snow.
Prim save him with the snow. And he's just an ungrateful little tard.
Yep. And
that's all.
Katniss starts trying on wedding dresses. They start planning the wedding. And then it is time for the third quarter quell.
July 4th.
It is, so it's a little bit before July 4th.
Yeah, a little bit before.
And they are announcing the
theme of the quarter quell.
Of the quarter quell, which I thought was interesting that they had these like sealed containers that the founders originally put in for the quarter quell.
I feel like, and I want your opinion on this, which I think we've all, because there's that deleted scene in the movie which shows Plutarch switching it out, doesn't it?
I don't know.
But it's so they have like the sealed whatever.
Yeah.
And in the again, we're not in the movie. This is a deleted scene, whatever. But there's a lot of like, was this actually what was supposed to be the quarter quell,
or did they change it?
Did they change it? There's a deleted scene in the movie that shows Plutarch switching the envelopes because he's the one that goes to get it.
But also, Plutarch does say later, like, "Oh, I gave you a hint with my watch. I never thought you'd actually be in there, but it would help as a mentor kind of a thing." So who knows?
So yeah,
he's lying somewhere.
Somewhere. But yeah, I don't know if I believe. Like, I'm really curious about this because Snow's dad is the founder of one of the two founders of the Hunger Games, and I feel like this is something Dr. Gall came up with.
Well, the thing is, by the first quarter quell, Coriol might have been president by then.
Yeah.
It was 15 years after
Ballad.
So if he wasn't, he was definitely head game maker by that point.
Then. Yeah, if he wasn't. I just feel like this is a Corio thing.
I feel like this is a Corio thing, a Coriolanus thing.
Yeah, not Corio.
But I think it's interesting because the first one was they were voted in to know that, even your neighbor can turn against you, kind of a thing.
Crazy.
The second was that they had double the tributes to, what was it, to show that...
The capital...
Oh, it was like one district person died for every 2 capital people or something like that.
Yeah, something
like that. And then this one was...
The victors.
The victors, because even the strongest among you is not stronger than the capital. So I'll give them this. If they didn't have that planned originally, Wow.
Wow.
Good job.
Good job, choreo.
Good job coming up with something on the fly, because that's incredible. That's an incredible reason. We love it.
Yeah.
So shout out
I mean,
that you're at least clever.
well,
You're crazy, but you're clever.
I mean, yeah, I think that it was very interesting. I feel like I'm under the impression in my personal headcanon is that this was just Plutarch's doing. He switched it out. This is Plutarch like scheming the rebellion, trying to figure it out.
I don't think Snow wasn't involved, or he wasn't not involved enough for it to just be Plutarch.
Well, yeah, but again, that would also, I think also too, it would go back that like if Dean Highbottom and Choreo's dad, if they had made these before,
yeah,
and then like again, like in the deleted scene in the movie, if Plutarch is the one who goes to open it and switches the envelopes, which he does in the movie, deleted scene, so it's not even like movie canon.
Yeah.
This is not anybody's. This is my personal canon. Then it's.
I just think it's too convenient for what Snow wanted for him to not be involved in it at all.
But I also think that like Snow is actively trying to figure out ways to get rid of Katniss.
Yeah, this is one.
So yeah, so I feel like this was.
I think it was Snow.
You think it was Snow?
I think it was Snow, and I think Plutarch, I'm sure he manipulated it and played it so that it would go well for his plan, but I do think this was Snow.
That was like involved.
It
Yeah,
was
it
Snow.
wasn't like just a happenstance.
No, absolutely not.
There's
absolutely not.
There's no part of this that was happenstance.
I think this was Snow trying to get rid of Katniss and Peeta together.
Right.
Because then Peeta's not a martyr, or Peeta's not a,
Yeah.
Not a martyr, but he could be a symbol,
survivor, yeah.
Yeah, a symbol of, Katniss, who was kind of the face of it, has died. This poor man.
Alone.
Ex-fiance, or widowed fiance. Like,
widowed husband.
Widowed husband. Yeah, they weren't actually married, but, like, I think it's a really convenient way to get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
Because he knew, I mean, I don't...
But it was, so we're both under the impression that this was rigged.
Oh, 100%.
For this.
This was not
we're not believing the original plan. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at, is
okay.
that this was changed for them.
Yes.
This was to get rid of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page for that.
Yeah. But it's announced that the reaping will be picked, or the pool of people will be picked from the pool of victors. So, which is awfully convenient that now all of a sudden there is a boy and a girl survivor or victor from 12. But
there was already a boy.
I know, but now there's a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
What were they going to do?
What were they going to do? Not send in a girl, I guess.
Literally.
But that means Katniss has to go back to the games.
Because she's
the only woman victor. And then it's between Haymitch and Peeta. Haymitch and Katniss again behind Peeta's back make a deal, but again, Peeta did it with Katniss, with Haymitch
too.
I mean,
which I think is interesting that because later in the book, we get Peeta saying, "I know you made a deal with Haymitch, but Haymitch made me promises too." Like, just like he's got to be lying to one of us. Like, just they tried so hard to protect each other. Like, both of them fighting to their dying breath to protect each other. Yeah. And Katniss just can't see it.
She can't see that she's in love with him.
She's so in love with him.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the Katniss's deal is that if Peeta gets called, Haymitch will volunteer.
Mm-hmm. And if Haymitch gets called and Peeta volunteers, Haymitch will do everything to get Peeta out.
Yeah. She wants Peeta out, not herself.
Yeah.
Which, Katniss, just come on.
She's blinded by love, and she doesn't see it.
She doesn't see it.
She's blinded by love.
But Haymitch's call is reaped
so
for the first time.
For the first time, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
So Peeta volunteers. Womp, womp,
and
womp.
we are going back into the games.
Hunger Games.
Oh.
So now we get to the part of the movie I turn off.
This is where it ends.
So this is actually where it's a great book.
Great book. It's over.
Interesting to see how the next one goes. They kind of, wasn't a very long book. So.
It was only like 100 pages. Not a big deal. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So this is when we get introduced to the other victors, and we learn a little bit about their games and the sitch of what Katniss and Peeta are going to be facing in this next games.
Yeah. So we're introduced to a beautiful man named Finnick.
Oh.
We're introduced to BED. We're introduced to Virus and Mags and Joanna. The other ones are sad, but those are the hard hitters.
Yeah, that's because they were on our side. They were
well, and just so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of them are sad, but
they're all really sad. No, it's actually really sad. This is really sad because it's all people who have already won. They thought they were done.
Like, that was the deal.
That was
win
the
the
deal.
Hunger Games, and then you got to live your life.
You don't have a care in the world after
Yes.
that, essentially. And it's just horrible.
It is just horrible.
Just horrible. They start going into training. Katniss immediately does not like Finnick.
Okay, and we got the iconic Shirker Cube scene right
I
before the chariots.
love this.
And Sam Claflin we're not talking about the movie, but he did such an incredible job that he is the only thing I can picture when we talk about Finnick.
I know.
And, I mean, beautiful man.
Beautiful man, so
but,
why wouldn't we want to picture that?
It just breaks my heart.
It
breaks my heart so sad for these poor guys. But we get Finnick saying, you know, I haven't dealt with anything. I haven't dealt with money in a long time. How do they pay you? With secrets. So we kind of get a first look into what Finnick's life has been like since the games.
Not good.
Not good. We learned that he's one of the youngest victors.
Wasn't he the youngest?
He said he's one of the youngest, so we don't know. He was 14 when he won his games.
Yeah.
And they were like 10 years before Katniss and Peeta.
They were, yeah.
So this poor man is 24 years old.
Oh, he's younger than you.
Literally. Oh, I'm such an old toot. Okay.
You start to kind of see what's been going on. You start to just kind of get some like. You feel Katniss's confusion. This is where you really start to be like, what's going on?
Because these are supposed to be victors. Like, they're supposed to be some of the most honored and celebrated and respected people in the world.
And I mean, Katniss's only interaction with victors is Haymitch.
And Haymitch is an icon, but he's kind of he's hard to pill to swallow at the beginning.
Yeah.
But we love him.
We love him so
Woody Harrelson,
much.
I'm your biggest fan.
So excited to see you on my screen again.
I love you.
Sorry.
But so we kind of see just kind of inconsistencies or weird vibes from victors, and none of the victors are happy about this, by the way.
No, none of them.
Even the like careers who did their thing, they've trained their whole life for this, they've continued to train, like they're going back to the games, like this is their life.
They are not happy.
Pissed. Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. But it's just interesting because you just instantly feel like the vibes are weird. Yeah. Something is going on.
Vibes are weird.
Vibes are weird.
And people are upset.
Yeah.
So they're training. They have different stations like they did at the other games. Katniss goes and kind of makes friends with Virus and Beetee, and then Mags. And she is able to fully show off her archery skills.
Yep.
Because
again, there's no hiding your skills at this point because everybody's already won.
Everyone's won a game before.
So they already know.
Knows. So she's able to go into a simulator and like really show off what she can do with a bow. And like Peeta even says, I've never even seen that level of her skill.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to be on Katniss's team because girl can sling a bow.
Yeah, she can.
And she wants Virus and Beetee and Mags.
Which
is so iconic of her.
So iconic. And it's iconic for so many reasons. Yeah. But we love it so much.
We love it so much.
So she, so then they start doing that. They have their skills test for the capital people. And Peeta draws Rue.
Paints Rue in her like flowers, how Katniss left her. Yeah. Right after she died. And then
which is I think interesting because this is Peeta's first like rebellion.
Yeah.
Which I feel like he's actively participating more than Katniss is at this point. But
yeah,
it's really interesting that he purposefully chooses to have a rebellion.
Well, because they're like, what are we going to do? Like, we've already won a game. Like, how are we going to show our skills or whatever? Like, these people already know everything about us.
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to do that's going to impress them?
Yeah.
So Peeta draws Rue, and then Katniss gets in there and hangs a dummy and writes Seneca Crane on it.
Oh, it's
which
so
we
good.
have heard so much about Seneca Crane in this book. We didn't hear a peep in the first one, but we have learned so much about him. We learned that he's dead.
He's a gonzo from the berries.
It's obviously because last games did not go quite how President Snow may have wanted
them.
And it's kind of just shows how futile your good favor in the capital is. Like, it can come and go really, really quickly. You have to constantly be pleasing President Snow and doing the right thing at the right time. And so Seneca Crane is gone. So she hangs up a dummy, writes Seneca Crane on him, and leaves. And then they both get a very, very high score. Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting that they're like, what? Well, that doesn't make any sense. And then Haymitch tells them, it's so you're a target. Like, they're putting a target on your back. So people see the other victors see these high scores, know you're a threat, want to come after you first. Which is such I think it just, again, shows how brilliant Haymitch is and how observant and how well he knows the system he's been in for the last 25 years. Like, because that's such an astute observation. You know what I mean? Like, that someone else may not have fully grasped.
Yeah, but he's
on it.
Right on it.
Yes.
So then we get to our interviews.
Yes, we do. Our beautiful interviews with Caesar Flickerman.
And everybody's mad.
Everyone's mad. Everyone is outrightly upset. Like, really, really upset.
Really upset.
And we get the beautiful Mockingjay dress.
The wedding dress.
The wedding dress that turns into a Mockingjay by Cinna. Which is such a baller move. Like, I know, again, Cinna is using Katniss as a revolutionary piece. Was not asked. Katniss's choice. But baller move to literally turn her into a Mockingjay.
Crazy behavior,
something
but
that's
so
already
good.
been the kind of icon of the rebellion that's starting to literally turn her into the Mockingjay. Was baller.
Was so good.
Yes. But then we get Peeta's interview.
Which
is just, this man can work a stage. Let me tell you. He can work a interview, work a camera. He's an icon.
He is so just charismatic and cool.
Yes.
Like, I am obsessed with Peeta.
Literally.
But this is where Peeta drops the bomb that they secretly got married.
Yep.
Great for them. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
So exciting.
And that Katniss is pregnant.
And that Katniss is going into the games fully
with
pregnant.
a child.
Fully pregnant. And, you know, honestly, what a move.
What a move.
What a move to whip that out.
That was
at the last minute.
Because, again, they're trying to stop the games at this point because this is crazy.
Yes. And the Capitol is kind of upset about this. Like, they formed relationships with these victors. They've known them for a long time.
This was a good, you know, if there weren't the rebellions going on, this would have been a really good, pause for them. For I think the Capitol could have actually
paused
the game.
This one.
I think Snow had too much writing on this that he couldn't pause the games.
But baller move.
Yeah.
Great job.
But yeah. So
interviews are over and it's time to enter the Hunger Games. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we get
to Hawaii.
The beautiful Waimea Falls, and we unfortunately see the end of Cinna. R.I.P. He gets beaten up in front of Katniss, which is this was so evil of them. They put Katniss in her tube early, locked her in, and then had her watch them beat up Cinna, which is so sad.
Which is, again,
brutal.
But again, so insanely smart on
and effective.
Snow's end.
Yeah.
Like
scaring Katniss.
And Snow is so good at this.
He is so good.
Like, he's a horrible human being. A horrible human. But, oh my gosh. Just, like, the strategy behind him and everything like that is
literally insane.
And he's, like...
But so methodical. It's
so methodical.
So crazy.
So good at it. And again, when we come to Mockingjay, he has some of my favorite lines ever. Mm-hmm. But it's so interesting how that's how he's gonna send Katniss into the games.
Yep.
He put a target on her by giving her a high score. Now she's distraught.
Yeah, they
and
killed like
crazy
her one
upset.
Yeah.
They killed her one Capitol friend that was truly just
A friend.
a friend. And then she has to go up there and be hunted.
Yep.
By, what is it, 23 other people, technically?
Yep. 23 other victors, not just people.
Victors.
But before they were put in their tubes, Effie gave each of them a token because they're allowed to take a token into the games. So Katniss had her Mockingjay pin, and
Effie had her
golden hair.
Her gold hair.
And then Haymitch and Peeta get bracelets.
No, Haymitch got a bracelet.
Oh yeah, and then Peeta got a locket. So they could all have their kind of little golden trinket
thing
together. And so we get into the games. Everyone.
Yep. We have tubed up.
2,
1.
Okay, they get up. They're surrounded by water.
They're on just like
They're
little
on
platforms.
a little platform surrounded by water. The dong rings. Katniss jumps in the water, immediately starts swimming over to the cornucopia. And she can swim because they went swimming at the lake in District 12, which not everyone got to do.
Not many people
Not many got to do because I think it was technically out of bounds.
Oh, it was for sure out of bounds.
And so...
It was a Covey thing.
It was a Covey thing. So the fact that she can swim is a surprise to everyone there. Because she should... Like, they're a landlocked district. Like, they should not
be able to swim.
So she gets to the cornucopia first, I think.
At least very early.
Very early.
Quickly.
Finnick gets there because he's from the water district or the fishing district.
Yeah, so
he can swim really well.
That's how he won.
Yeah, he gets there and then...
And Katniss is this one? Okay, keep going, sorry.
So then she gets there and is obviously worried about Finnick because this man is a machine. And he's kind of grabbing things. He holds up his wrist, shows the bracelet from Haymitch. And before before they went into the game, Haymitch said, "Remember who your friends are," to Katniss. Yes. So Finnick shows the bracelet and says, "Remember who your friends are."
And then she
kills someone protecting Katniss. So Katniss is like, I'm not gonna
mess with this.
This seems to be working right now.
So we're gonna go.
With it. So they fight off a couple of people. Some people go to the shore, separate. Our brother Peeta can't swim. Finnick goes to get Peeta. And we've got Mags, Finnick, and because Mags can swim because she's from that too. Mags, Finnick, Katniss, and Peeta. So they're all together. Katniss has a bow. She's ready to go. Peeta's got a knife. Mags has a spirit. And they decide...
Max has grit.
She has grit. She's an icon.
She's from the 11th Hunger Games.
Literally. Queen. So...
She volunteered. For Annie.
Literally. That was so sad.
I can't.
So they gather all their stuff that they can from the cornucopia and decide to go on to shore. So they go on to shore. They're just climbing up, get as far as they can, out of the way. And then they go to sleep.
And then all of a sudden
there's all this icky fog.
Icky fog.
Coming and attacking them. They start running.
Run.
Peeta gets hurt. This poor kid.
We also need to remember, he's still learning how to be with his amputated leg.
Yeah, he's got a mechanical leg.
He's, I feel like we lose that we don't lose it in the book.
We lose it in the movie. It does not happen.
He does not lose his leg, but like Homeboy is still.
Yeah. He's trying to learn how to. He has a
new leg. So of course he's gonna. I would not be doing well with a new leg. Let's be completely honest. That would not. Having to flee from the poisonous fog.
Straight up, running so fast.
So
Peeta's not doing very well, and Finnick goes, "Okay, Katniss, because he's carrying Mags, because again she's old as dirt. So sad she's in there." Poor Mags. He's carrying Mags. Finnick's like, all right, Katniss, you take Mags. I'll get Peeta.
I got Peeta.
We gotta get to the shore.
Run.
So Katniss grabs Mags, puts her on her back, starts running. Guess what? Katniss is out of shape. Whatever she's been doing the last couple of months, it's not been getting in shape.
She's been hunting. She hasn't been carrying people around her back, running through the forest.
Okay, well, that's her fault. So...
She didn't think she'd go to the games ever again.
I know. But still... she has to set Mags down. Mags very heroically disappears into the fog, and it is so sad.
It's heartbreaking.
And then we hear a cannon, and they keep running, and they make it to the shore. Or to a river. Do they make it to a river? I think it's a river.
It's a river.
They make it to a river. Katniss sticks her hand in the water and it pulls out the venom or the fog, the poison.
So
they all
go in.
Well, she gets in, she gets better, Peeta gets in. Finnick is so hurt because he was dragging not only Mags but Peeta down this mountain that they have to kind of shove water on him, and then they finally get him strong enough to get there. But they are in a lot of freaking pain because even though they did get the poison out, it left burns basically.
It was
on
bad.
them.
Yeah.
So she goes, "Hey Mitch, brother, send me some medicine, please."
Let's go.
Which he does. They put on the medicine, which makes him look all ugly, and then they set up camp again. But then they wake up to guess what?
Monkeys.
Because what can these people not do? Catch a freaking break.
Nope.
They wake up to murderous monkeys attacking them and trying to rip their throats out. So they again start running. What are you gonna do? They start running, and then Finnick's fighting them off. Katniss is fighting them off. Honestly, a bow's probably not the best weapon to have in this moment.
With the genetically engineered monkeys.
With the mutated monkeys. And Peeta's about to get his, organs ripped out by these monkeys. When all of a sudden, one of the victors jumps out from a tree and takes the blunt end of the monkey's teeth and dies, protecting Peeta. Aww.
Isn't that weird?
That's so sad.
That's so sad.
Anyways,
they were protecting Peeta, though.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
They make it to the beach. The monkeys retreat.
They retreat back.
And they're like, okay.
That was weird.
That was crazy. But here we are. We're going to rock on and keep going.
And then all of a sudden,
Then they fish, because they're at the ocean now. So they can fish, get some food, Haymitch sent them a water tap, so they have water.
Right.
Because the trees are made of water.
Crazy.
And they kind of get their bearings a little bit. They've got a second of reprieve.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden, Joanne, Beetee, and Wyrus
come
flying,
racing out of that forest.
Covered in blood. And come to find out, it was just raining blood. Thick, hot, icky blood.
Which is crazy. And Wyrus is just going tick-tock,
tick-tock,
tick-tock, tick-tock,
tick-tock,
tick-tock.
And Joanna is pissed.
Joanna is...
per-usual. But honestly...
Wouldn't you be?
I would kind of be losing my mind as well.
I kind of feel like, I'm not like a crazy, outgoingly cheerful human being a lot of the time, but I feel like I'd really be like Joanna in a lot of this.
Oh, yeah, you would see me pissed.
Like Joanna's attitude just throughout the entirety of the games
so beyond valid.
Is everything I would be if I was in her position.
Yeah,
so, yeah, of course, if someone is just incessantly going tick-tock, 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 I would lose my mother-living mind.
Yes. Someone who's already kind of crazy. Yep. She now is stuck with
TikTok.
Very, very
TikTok,
crazy.
TikTok.
So they get them. They put the medicine on them. Get them healed. Get some food in them because they're all friends now. Because guess what? Candace originally wanted was Mags and Beetee and Wyrus. R.I.P. Mags. But she's got Beetee and Wyrus now.
So she's chilling.
And Joanna says something like, "I've been protecting them. I brought them here for you. Like, be grateful."
Like, WTF is that? That's weird.
Katniss, like, what the heck?
What the heck does this mean? They find out that the arena is a clock.
Yes.
And they each hour.
So they go to the cornucopia.
Yeah.
Because there's supply. They want to see what was left. There's supplies, maybe some food, maybe some weapons.
We're really flying through this game.
It has been like 12 hours.
This is not going. This is just going real fast.
We have not even had the first night
show of.
I don't think
who died. Yeah, I don't think we have either.
So they go to the cornucopia and are kind of looking through things when all of a sudden Wyrus is down there cleaning off. So there's a little spool of wire that Beetee has been holding onto very tightly. She's cleaning it off with some water, going tick-tock, 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 and it clicks with Katniss that it's a clock. And every section is an hour on the clock. Because they're like, oh, it's divided into 12. That's kind of weird.
That's crazy. That's weird.
She's like, it's a freaking clock.
That's so cool.
And every section is an hour, and it has a different issue in there. So, They figure that out, and then all of a sudden, the whole thing starts
because they
spinning.
mapped it out. They mapped out where the killer monkeys were, where the blood rain was, where the poisonous fog, so they could avoid those at the certain hours because that's how it was going to go.
Also, here come a couple of careers. 2 careers, I can't really think of their names.
I can't either.
They come and attack, and R.I.P. Virus. She's gone.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you forever, Queen.
TikTok.
We'll miss you forever. And Virus is dead, and then they're able to kill the careers. And then the sucker just starts spinning.
This cornucopia. We're just yeeting around.
Yeeting around. Big time.
Spin.
So that they get kind of confused on where they're at.
What's going on?
That stops. They're able to recover Beatty because this man is in the water. And
naturally.
They get their little spool of thread back. And they're like, we're getting off this thing. We're going to the shore. We don't know what shore is what.
But
we're going to make a guess and we're going to go.
Yep.
So they go to the shore.
And they hatch Beatty's plan.
Of
if they can lure all of the attributes to the water and we see the lightning strike tree, we can electrocute them and fry them in this fish.
Fry them in this water.
Fry them in the water.
Yep.
And that's... What a plan.
What a plan.
What a plan.
So they're trying to scout things out. Finnick and Katniss go to get some water because PETA has to draw a new map.
PETA has... No, he hasn't yet. He has not been electrocuted yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, he has.
Has he?
Yeah. Okay,
oh, so yes, we did miss this.
He ran into a force field and got electrocuted. Finnick brought him back to life. And... That was earlier. I also think that's why he couldn't run very well with the fog.
Probably.
Because brother was still recovering from cardiac arrest. Rough day.
But this was a really big turning point because Katniss really was upset.
Yeah,
she was not going to lose PETA.
Yes.
Which, again, she doesn't know she's in love with him.
But
she is. This is where Finnick realizes they're in love.
Yes, is when he goes into cardiac arrest.
But, okay.
I had a little cough. I apologize.
So
PETA, or Katniss and Finnick go off to find a good tree to tap some water. Yep. And while they're in there, Katniss hears Gale screaming. She goes running to try and find him. Finnick's chasing after her. Come to find out, there are mockingjays making the noise of Gale screaming. And then she kills the mockingjay, kind of calms down. And then Finnick hears Annie.
Oh, Annie.
He hears Annie screaming. And so then she's like, Finnick, no,
they're not real. They're not real. It's not real.
So then he was running. Katniss is able to kill that one. And he's like, well, where do you think they got the sound from? Like, they just mimic.
Yep.
They must have them, whatever. Then we start hearing Prim. They start running away. And they're locked in this.
They can't get out of this quadrant.
Section.
Yep.
So they just have to sit there. And anyone else on the other side can't hear them. So PETA, Joanna, they haven't come looking for them because they can't hear.
They can't hear what's going on.
So Katniss and Finnick are just stuck in this little quadrant, screaming and crying, and PETA's just on the other side of this wall with so much love and support.
Just trying to help.
But the hour subsides, they get out, and they're like, oh, new quadrant, mockingjays. Evil mockingjays. And they come to the conclusion that they did not need to actually torture their family members to get these noises. They could just make them. So that's a huge relief.
Thank goodness for everybody involved. Because, oh my gosh.
Yes.
My heart.
So now we are just hanging out, waiting.
Katniss and PETA realize that once they have electrocuted and roasted, toasted, boiled all of the other tributes, they're going to be at a few of them left, and this is going to be
time to split
because, again,
at a certain point,
only one person can exit the arena, and so they realize this is our time to skedat out of town.
Yes.
And so they make their plan, whatever, and so then they go back to Beatty and Joanna Finnick, and they're going to make their plan. They're going to go. And then they kind of start to split them off.
Yep.
And this is not good for Katniss. This is not, she does not want to go hang out with Joanna.
No, they head up to the tree because Beatty kind of wants to figure out what the tree looks like, kind of get a lay of the land.
Get it figured out for when the lightning strikes.
They send Katniss and Joanna off on a mission. PETA and Finnick off on a mission.
which Katniss is not happy about.
No, she, well, A, doesn't like Joanna at all.
At all.
And B, doesn't want to be separated from Peeta because they are supposed to be leaving together.
Because people are going to, they're worried they're like, Finnick's going to try and separate them, kill Peeta. You know, the huge.
So they're walking down the mountain on their little mission when all of a sudden, Mrs. Shaved Teeth comes and starts attacking Katniss and Joanna.
Yep.
And Joanna pins Katniss down, cuts her arm, and says, stay. Play dead. You're done.
You're done.
So then Joanna runs off. Katniss plays dead.
Just like that.
Just like that. And then she's like, holy cow, Joanna just attacked me.
Yep.
What is Finnick doing to Peeta?
Yeah.
So she gets up, starts running back to the tree, and hears Finnick go, Katniss, Joanna. But a little louder. And she's like, so did brother kill Peeta or did Peeta fight him off?
WTF is happening.
WTF, where's Peeta?
Where's Peeta?
She runs back to the tree and sees, is Beetee hurt? I think Beetee's hurt.
He gets hurt or...
I think they were ambushed at the tree.
Yeah.
So Beetee gets hurt. He's not
Beetee
able
is not doing
to
great.
accomplish his goal. Katniss goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wrap this wire around an arrow and shoot it at the freaking sky. And girl does just that.
Girl does that.
And because they had learned all about she had learned all about force fields.
Because they put up a force field.
They put up a force field.
For the judges because Homegirl shot an arrow at them.
Yeah.
So
she's able
Hunger
to see
Games.
the force field, and
that's also why she is trying to warn Peeta before he runs into it.
Yeah.
And goes into cardiac arrest.
R.I.P. Peeta, but he comes back. It's okay.
He comes back.
So she thinks she can override the force field. That'll cause problems or whatever. Do a similar kind of a thing to what they were trying to do with the tree, but with the force field. So she shoots that, gets electrocuted real big badly, because guess what? She was right there. And flies off due to her electrocution. And then all of a sudden, she sees a hovercraft coming to pick her up, and she's like, well, shoot, I goobed. I did the one thing I wasn't supposed to do, which was not die. And I'm in trouble.
So she's dying.
Such big trouble.
She thinks.
However, also bleeding out from the cut on her arm.
Yep.
So she, Katniss leaving the arena.
Being Ariana Grande'd out.
She wakes up. She's sedated. Then she wakes up here and there over a period of time. We don't really know
what's going on.
And she comes in and out of consciousness, wakes up, tries to start something. They put her back down. Finally, she's healed enough that she wakes up.
That she can be awake.
Good to go.
Is like, what is going on?
What's going on? So she rips out her tubes, starts running. She's like, well, I've got to go kill Peeta because that'll be better than whatever the Capitol's going to do to him. So she's on a mission to kill Peeta.
Mercy killing.
Queen. She's
in love with him.
She hears Finnick talking. She's like, I don't really know what's going on. She bursts into a room, and there's Plutarch, Finnick, and Haymitch. And she's like, whoa, wait.
Hold up, brothers.
What's going on?
Brethren, what are we doing?
And basically, we find out that they have been rescued. Oh, we missed a big part. So back in 12, Katniss is illegally hunting. Once again, she's out in the woods illegally hunting. Oh. She runs into these two people from District 8. These two who had escaped District 8 and were going for District 13.
Yes.
And Katniss is like, District 13 doesn't exist. It was destroyed during the war. Like,
yep.
Whatever.
Like, good luck, bro.
Good luck.
Because there's nothing out there.
That's our first sign of District 13. Back to the hovercraft. Plutarch is like, hey, rebellion started. District 13's real. We're going there now.
We're going to hang out.
And
we rescued you from the arena. Sup?
Yeah.
We were all in on it.
Not you. Not you or Peeta, because if you did get captured, we didn't want you to know anything. But
everyone
knew about it but you. Or at least half the tributes knew about it.
Yeah.
And so she's like, where the heck is Peeta? And they're like, well, they didn't cut out his tracker because that's what Joanna did when she cut her arm.
We didn't cut out his tracker. And our mission was only to get you out, not to get PETA.
So the Capitol has PETA. The Capitol has Annie because they went and got her after all this went down from 4. And the Capitol has Joanna. And Enobaria. But we don't really learn any more about her. And they are headed... District 12 has been destroyed.
Wiped out.
Gone. Doesn't exist anymore.
Not a thing.
And all the survivors went to 13. They are going to 13 right now. And the rebellion has officially started.
It's officially started. And that's where we're at.
And that's where the book ends.
Crazy.
Very crazy. Such a good book.
It was so good.
Such great pacing, too. Like, the games happen in, like, a day and a half. Like,
yeah.
they're so quick.
It was so quick.
And... So I was kind of confused because I just for some reason thought they took up more of the book than they did, but it makes sense. Like the build up to it, especially since we know what's going to happen in the book. Yeah. The build up to it was so good and so important. Like it really set the groundwork so well.
Yeah,
it was great.
I love this book. I think it's so good. I think it's really fun, especially like learning, like watching it from Katniss's perspective. Yeah. That watching her click into things, like see what's going on, see her and PETA. Again, I loved how PETA stood up for himself more in this one.
Yes.
Which, I mean, not that he didn't in the first one, but like...
But he was given a lot more autonomy in this book.
And I really appreciated that.
But that could also just be Katniss, like...
Trusting him
more and leveling with him a little bit more.
Yeah, which I think was very...
Which is great.
Great.
But
yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was really interesting, and we'll get into this obviously a lot more next week, but it was so, and I think this one was a lot harder to separate the book from the movie because the movie, from my memory, is
really good,
really accurate, and like even a lot of the dialogue is very accurate. And so it made it an easier read, but it made it a more like complete read where I didn't have to like imagine certain things happening, you know, because you could like, even if it wasn't a full scene that was in the movie, it was the aspects of it were there, so you could really visualize and then kind of get in and then have it in the head of Katniss and be in the head of Katniss, and definitely. I loved that. I thought that was really cool, because I just felt like you could really get into Katniss's mind and understand what she's thinking a lot more in this book than other things. So
okay, one question for you, because we did talk about this. We've talked about this a couple times before. This book was written in 2009.
Yes.
Sunrise came out in 2024. There's a very descriptive scene at the end of Haymitch's Games in this book. Crazy. What did you think of it? It's amazing that, and again, I mean, this goes back to Suzanne, but also her editors and everything.
Yeah.
How accurate and the continuity of these books is pristine.
Insane.
Like, genuinely insane.
Insane.
Having read Sunrise, we know the whole story now.
We know everything.
But to see the little snippets that they get from the Capitol archive videos of the games was super, super interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that we were all kind of, like, as we were reading Sunrise when it came out last year, is realizing how she must have had this planned out
for a long time,
because I don't know, between the way that Woody, the way he acts out Haymitch, he portrays him, and then seeing the detail of the games, there's no way she didn't have this planned out beforehand, because it's so specific, and I just think that's, so I'm I'm really excited about Sunrise, because it was just interesting, and like,
well, and, like, how many, like, other characters does she have fully fleshed out origin stories for?
Yeah. Which...
Because she obviously didn't have the entire book, you know, figured out. But
enough to where
we see Haymitch's Games, basically.
Yeah. And it's really interesting, because truly, I really think that what we see in this version of Haymitch's Games is what the Capitol and the people saw, because obviously when we read Sunrise we get so many background little things, but it's interesting because it's just so well done.
I know. Well, it's interesting. You hear about the squirrels, you hear about the flamingos, Even the axe falling off the edge of the cliff and coming back and killing the other tribute,
like,
so that Haymitch wins. Like, it really is remarkable to me how
much, and I mean,
how accurate Sunrise was.
Yeah. And I think it goes to Suzanne writing, because she added all of those little things, but then she obviously like built them out in Sunrise, but like so accurate to go back to the source material, because even if she didn't have Haymitch fully fleshed out, she at least said, okay, these are the things that I have made as a canon. And I think that's one thing that throughout all of Suzanne's books, like throughout all of the Hunger Games, is very consistent, is that once she writes something, it is canon. It does not change,
and it gets referenced and is a part of the story. Like, there's nothing like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, arbitrary in these at all. Yeah. Like, every detail is important, and every part of the story has a purpose. And
I think she's so good at going back and referencing. So like, I think it would be interesting, you know, if you get a Finnick or a Joanna Games or an Annie Games, because you've had little things said, and so then she would go back and expand and build on that. And I think that that's really cool, because I mean, even when you go into Ballad, you go back and you meet all of these people at the Capitol, all the students that Coriolanus goes to school with. They're all people or related to people that we already know. Yeah. You know, like Seneca Crane, Arachnia is there. You know, you have Flickerman, and like, you have all
another Heavensby.
You have like all of these people that she has already built and established, and that she will reference and she will go back to. And I think that's something that I really appreciate of Suzanne as a writer, because I mean, let's be honest here. If we go to another thing that came out about this time, Twilight.
Icon.
Stephenie Meyer might be one of the most inconsistent people you've ever...
Stephenie Meyer, like, genuinely, and I mean this with so much love, might be the worst writer ever. Like, it is like, genuinely horrific.
So bad.
It is horrific how bad.
Like, how inconsistent it is.
And just ridiculous her books are.
Right.
Love
them so much.
Love Twilight. But, again, only seen the movies. Love Twilight.
But
however,
it's painfully inconsistent. And even look at Harry Potter with J.K. Rowling. Like, there's like so many like little inconsistencies that you're like, this just isn't. Why are we not realistically thinking these through when we're going back and like filling in backstory? Where Suzanne
Hunger Games is so well thought out.
And like, everything is very strategic and very, you know, and I think that's like. And I think maybe that's why, like, we love them so much, is that it's very complete.
They hold up. Yeah.
They hold up. You don't...
Like, even, like, from a kid who missed a lot of things in this book, rightfully so.
Thank goodness.
But, like, going back and reading them as an adult, they hold up. Because they are so well written.
Yeah. And so I think that's one of the great things about Suzanne, and one thing that, like, comparing, you know, because it is in other games. Because, you know, we get in Ballad, we don't know anything about the 10th games, because... Coriolanus did not want us to know about them, you know, and so we don't really have a lot to go on, but for Haymitch's games, we now have a full, complete picture of what happened, and she is very consistent. And I think even what's cool about even in Sunrise is she's consistent about what happened with Lucy Gray, because we do see clips of Lucy Gray but it's exactly how it is in the book, you know, like
it is so consistent.
Very consistent and very good at referencing her own source material for world building that she's doing. And I think that's one of the, I mean, and I think that's why people want a Plutarch book so bad, is because
there is so much lore.
There's so much lore that has been dropped throughout that, like, to complete the circle. So from that perspective, I understand. I do not want a Plutarch book. I need that to be very clear. I just
really think a Plutarch book will not serve the purpose that we need the third book to serve.
Yeah. But
it would be interesting.
It would be very interesting, because again, he is that little rich boy from the Capitol. It's a whole thing. But please don't do it. Do something else. Do something else. Do a Tigris book, please.
We want a Tigris book. That's what we really want.
That's what we want. I would love that so much. Like, because she's there through it all. So we could literally go throughout her entire, from the minute she says you look like your father Coriolanus, to
But I think
Snow turned
one
me
thing
away.
I think would be so cool about a Tigress book is you could get the Plutarch story in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there was
Well, she's part of the rebellion. She's
like,
part of the rebellion.
Like, I think she would be such a... Because as interesting as a Plutarch book would be, I just don't know if he's that interesting of a character in the bigger context of the book. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
I think
I agree.
his part in the Capitol would be interesting, and seeing how the Capitol ran and the politics and everything that he did there would be interesting. But
I don't
what
think...
other purpose does that serve other than backstory?
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
And...
just seems pointless. Like, I just don't see Suzanne doing something just for
backstory. And you know...
And no one likes Plutarch.
I'm going to say it. Selfishly, I would love another movie with Hunter Schafer and Tom Blythe.
Oh my gosh, they were great.
Like, could you imagine that?
So, Hunter Schafer as Tigress is one of the greatest castings of all time.
Of all time.
Tom Blythe
She
as
was
Coriolanus
amazing.
Snow, another one of the greatest castings of all time.
And
we need them back.
And they had such great chemistry.
They really did.
That I would love to watch their relationship devolve.
Yep.
Like, I would love to see this happen.
I agree.
And I think both of them would be, like, Tom would be fully down for that. But, and I'm sure Hunter would too. Yeah. But I think that would be an interesting, because there is, like, some back material, she has laid out some story of Tigress. And so, I just think it would be really interesting, like, how Suzanne could build that out, because she is so consistent.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the amazing things. And this book really does
show that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with all the context
we've been
given
later.
Remarkable.
Yeah, remarkable. So I love that, and I love this book. It's amazing. Yeah. Such a hard read after Sunrise.
Sunrise continues to ruin my life every single day.
Yeah,
but I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, so grateful.
Big fat hearts going everywhere.
But it's also really interesting too that, like, Sunrise is the second in this second trilogy.
Perhaps.
We're assuming. This is all assumptions. And then Catching Fire is the second one. I think it's really interesting how
those
they
second
go
books
together.
do be going well.
Those second books are real crazy. So I don't know. I just really liked it. I love this book. Love everything about it. Excited to watch the movie and compare, because from what I remember of the movie while reading, it was very similar. There were not many things missing. And so I'm very interested to actually see next week
what it looks like.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching our book club episode.
We're so sorry it's a week late.
Sorry it's a week late.
But my hair looks good, so
it's worth it.
You know, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. But we will be back We'll be back on Friday with our regularly scheduled episode. We'll be back on Tuesday with our movie review, and then back to our normal schedule.
Our normal schedule of the second week being the book review, and
first week and third, actually.
First
Tuesday
and third Tuesday being book review
and movie review. Yeah.
My mic is falling.
Okay.
Anyways, shocker to no one. Book number 3 is going to be Mockingjay, the third book in the original trilogy. And get reading. We're so excited.
This is, I haven't read this book since it came out. Like, literally. I remember when it came out, and that was the last time I read this book. From the movie, I really am excited. Like we talked about, this book was great for Snow's character. This is, between Snow and Coin, this is a crazy villain book.
Yeah.
I think. And I really am excited about it, because I do love Coin and Snow as villains. So there we go. We will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for listening. Enjoy our background. Pick up your copy of Mockingjay and read along with us. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.